Yellow. Why is the hands down style so successful? Testament to this, we even saw Carlos Condor come back to the winner's circle after a 5-fight losing streak, alternating between a textbook style to a hands-down karate one. He schooled his opponent, showing him different looks, making his overall entry difficult to gauge, even dropping his opponent in the first round. When you first start out at any gym, you often find that many padmen tap you on the face if your hands start to drop, signaling that you should be more defensively responsible. And you even hear in corners, maybe even in the crowd, yelling, "Keep your hands up." Yet, amongst many legends, and of course top-tier strikers, keeping the hands low, keeping the hands down, this philosophy seems to be a cornerstone to their overall success. Even just looking at the middleweight division, Kelvin Gastelum, whose boxing is straight up insane, Darren Till, who with a Muay Thai base implements a karate stance, Robert Whittaker, hands down, a phenom, and of course Israel Adesanya, one of the best kickboxers in the world, who's successfully transitioned into mixed martial arts as a world champion. If you'd even notice, these fighters come in all shapes and sizes. It's not specific to just one body type. Even the much smaller Kelvin Gastelum, with his brilliant tier of boxing, demonstrated a shocking capacity to enter on the phenomenally elusive Israel Adesanya, which highlights that the style in and of itself is not exclusive to a body type. Many shapes and sizes have found great success leveraging this style. So then, why does this style of striking work so well for so many top-level fighters? What makes them so different in their ability to leverage this style successfully? The key distinction I would make is their fluid intelligence, not just their ability to react, but read and respond specifically to the moment. That said, what is fluid intelligence really? Is there a scientific description for this attribute? Fluid intelligence is the ability to solve novel reasoning problems and is correlated with a number of important skills such as comprehension, problem solving, and learning. Crystallized intelligence, on the other hand, involves the ability to deduce secondary relational abstractions by applying previously learned primary relational abstractions. To further reinforce this notion with a source from Science Direct, fluid intelligence indexes people's ability to identify the underlying rules or concepts in novel problem-solving domains. Fluid general ability shows more in tests requiring adaptation in new situations where crystallized skills are of no particular advantage. In essence, the ability to recognize a novel problem and to solve that novel problem. The mentioned fighters at middleweight all actually have this in common. They have massive fight IQs. They all play the game like it's chess, recognizing and solving the novel problem real time instead of just relying on what the textbook said they should do. Of course, the textbook is very important as it sets the foundation, how to move your feet, which side to circle, how to control, which combinations to use when, but it's more than just technical understanding. After an alphabet is established, it is the writing with those words, when to use them specific to the moment, the novel problem at hand. That's what they all have on a very high level, which is why they're all so dynamic and why they can compensate for the lack of defensive responsibility. Watch this. This is a perfect example of Robert Whittaker's fluid intelligence. Robert Whittaker backed against the cage. How does he create space? He goes for a single leg, not to take down his opponent, but to turn himself back into space. That is just it. Fluid intelligence. He learned a part of the alphabet, part of the textbook. Thus, in the moment, he wrote a way to use it, not for its initial intended purpose, but to solve the problem before him. He needed space, single leg, turns his opponent instead of taking him down. Now he has plenty. Pablo Picasso. Learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist. That's what these fighters are doing with their ability to read the fight. They're compensating for defensive responsibility with their ability to react and respond to the problem before them. To leave space with footwork, measure distance, establish respect with countering ability, or even raise guard need be. It's their ability to do everything else really well which allows them to lower their hands. This in turn lowers their center of gravity, thus grants better movement, increases power, and makes their strikes harder to react to as they come from a downward angle, and increase in offensive ability and movement with a quick, reactive fluid intelligence solving the rest. In essence, this style isn't for everyone. And even then, you see plenty of elites prefer the textbook approach. Peter Yan, overall, his style is signature in its use of high guard, and Jan Blachowicz found it instrumental that he hold his hands higher and his chin kept tucked down. Now he's a champion after an upset win over Dominic Reyes. But on another note, Stylistically though, the hands-down style is still very viable, especially in mixed martial arts, where there is much more space and the corners are less problematic. Also, with the hands lower, you can get an underhook faster, which is strong versus takedowns. And if I were to coin one distinction clear amongst hands-down strikers, it's their ability to read the fight, their fluid intelligence, recognizing and adjusting to the problem before them, with increased mobility and power acting as a catalyst to that solving part. That said, when you do go to a gym, it is important that a coach teaches you how to protect yourself. Again, this style isn't for everyone. Nonetheless though, time and time again, this style does prove to be successful. But if you'd like to increase your fluid intelligence, one way to do so that's empirically reinforced is to just meditate. Meditation is shown to significantly increase fluid intelligence alongside intelligence overall. There's a reason as to why many fighters who demonstrate tremendous fluid IQ also incorporate meditation into their regimen. Beyond improving overall well-being, it just makes them more adaptive to the moment. For sure, it is never purely the toughest who reign at the top, hands down or not. This is true, regardless of arena. To that end, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.